I'm Rip Esselstyn, author of the Engine 2 Diet, the 28-day Save Your Life plan that lowers cholesterol and burns away the pounds. For the last 23 years, 11 as a professional triathlete and 12 as a firefighter, I've been fueling myself with plant-based nutrition for maximum performance and peak health. When I joined the Austin Fire Department in 1997, I thought that every shift we'd be making these big old barn burners. But the reality is, over 80% of our call volume, we're responding to medical calls, where we get to see up close and personal the devastation that's being caused by the fork, the spoon, and the knife, and the manifestation of heart disease, diabetes, the major cancers. Now, if you've seen the movie Forks Over Knives, or if you've read a book about eating plant-based, you now know what I know. What I want to show you is the how you can own it and make it yours. Now today we're going to meet with two different families that have decided to toe the line and embrace this lifestyle. And so we're going to go visit with them and show them how they can own this lifestyle and control their health destiny. Come along, it's going to be great. The first family we're going to visit today are Bob and Terry White. Terry's in her late 50s, Bob's in his early 60s. They've been on every diet under the sun. They've lost weight, they've gained weight. They're both on different medications for varying reasons, like so many Americans.
I'm Terry White, and I'm 59 years old, and I'm a grandmother of 7. And my husband and I had the opportunity to see the movie Forks Over Knives, and we're very impacted by it. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I'm on all this medication, and I would like to eat the Plant Strong way.
I'm Bob White. I'm 63 years old, and I live in Los Angeles, California. And in the last 22 years, we've probably been on every diet known to man. We've been on high protein, low carb, often trying to lose weight, but then we would lose weight and gain it back again. So really excited to see Rip.
Nothing to me can be as exciting as helping people that really want to be free from the shackles of chronic Western disease. And that's exactly where Bob and Terry have landed now in their late 50s and early 60s.
Hello. Bob White.
Hi, Bob.
And I'm Terry.
Hi, Terry.
So nice to meet you.
Come in.
Thank you very much.
Notice we have your book.
Very nice.
We saw the movie and we went right out and bought this.
So you guys have decided to rescue your health with food. What I'd love to know a little bit about each of you is why you decided to, at this point in your lives, make this commitment.
The reason I wanted to go and look at this is I have rheumatoid arthritis and I'm trying to get off all medications. I think I'm on about 10 different medications.
Okay.
We've probably been on every diet known to man. So we've been on a yo-yo, kind of up and down for the entire time that we've been married. And it seemed like in terms of getting weight off, they all kind of work.
Right.
But they're a pain to deal with. And when we saw the movie, it just seemed to make sense to us.
Well, the exciting thing about eating this way is that you don't have to sacrifice taste, you don't have to sacrifice some of your favorite comfort food dishes, and it's really about substituting a lot of the dishes that you love and just kind of, what I like to say is plant strongifying them. The only way I was able to get a bunch of Texas male firefighters to do this is because it tasted great, it filled them up, and it made them feel fantastic. We can set you on that path, for sure. And one of the things we want to do is we want to create an environment, especially in this sanctuary, this beautiful sanctuary that you have, where it's not about willpower. And I want you to know that, you know, the average American family only rotates through about 6 to 7 different dinners over a month. 6 to 7. There's lots of different options here, and there's lots of other fantastic plant-based recipe books that are out there.
I'm in. Yeah, I got it.
You're sold.
I'm sold.
All right. Show me your refrigerator, your pantry, and let's see what kind of foods you have currently that maybe we can get rid of.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll do that.
All right. All right. So now, just kind of from first gander, I see that you have some milk. I like to refer to milk as liquid flesh. And you've got saturated fat, you've got cholesterol, and you've got animal protein. And we're really, you know, the only the only mammals that drink another mammal's secretions. We really have no business going there, and we've just become, as a society and as a culture, we've become so habituated to milk and to dairy without even thinking about it any longer. Looks like we have some deli meats here, Black Forest ham. We have some bacon here. All right, meat, and more meat. And then here we have some ground turkey. You know, whether it's turkey, whether it's chicken, whether it's anything that has, you know, muscle. Unfortunately, we got the animal fat, animal cholesterol, and animal protein in there. That's Earth Balance. Let's put this on top of the I can't believe it's butter. Okay. We have eggs.
Yes, we do.
Ralph's egg. Yes, we do. Empty calories there. Soda pop, huh? A little 7-Up. Let's check out the pantry. Balsamic vinegar, not bad. And then we've got the extra virgin olive oil. Do you think that there's health promoting properties to this?
I just thought it was good for my skin.
Good for your skin? What about your heart?
For my heart, too.
For your heart too? Yeah. It's not surprising. I mean, most people think that this is a healthy product. The reality is that this is 100% fat, it's 15% saturated fat, and it's the most concentrated source of calories on the planet. Well, you've got a big old thing of it. This looks like beautiful whole grain brown rice. Knock yourself out. Vegetable oil, what would you use this for?
Well, I bought it when I bake.
When you bake.
This is before I knew about
Oh, okay.
plant-based.
Okay. Because there are substitutes when you bake.
Applesauce.
Instead of oil, we can use
Applesauce.
you can use applesauce, you can use pumpkin puree, you can use bananas. You stop using this, and all of a sudden, over the course of a day, I mean, that's about 500 calories that are 100% fat, and anywhere between 15 to 30% of those calories are coming from saturated fat. Your palate will change, and it will change to the point to where you no longer crave the oil on top of your salads and your baked goods, you know, on your stir fries, and eventually it will taste those kinds of foods, those kinds of oils added to your foods will taste like synthetic goo. Sugar grams here, there's 9 grams, and that probably doesn't mean anything to you. It wouldn't to me either until I learned about this, but basically 1 teaspoon is 4 grams. So how many grams of sugar are
They're 2.
per serving? So a little over 2. A little over 2. So just know that, and so that when your sugars in a cereal say 20, know that you divide that by 4, and that's how many teaspoons you're getting.
Okay.
Per, and then another interesting thing is like a Coca-Cola is 40 grams of sugar. Terry,
Yes.
thank you for showing me your cupboard.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Here we are, it's time to start our shopping experience, and I think it makes perfect sense for us to start right here in the produce section. And this is going to be the heart and soul of eating a plant-based, plant-strong diet. That, you know, berries are your friends, just loaded with fiber, water, phytochemicals, antioxidants. You're going to hear me say those 4 things a lot. Fiber, water, phytochemicals, antioxidants. Right?
Chemicals?
They're called phytochemicals. It's a big word for plant chemicals, and they only exist in plants, and they love to zap free radicals. And the best way to neutralize or to let's just say put a wet rag over these little fires that are lurking inside of us is to eat phytochemicals. Now here's that kale you were talking about, Bob. You see this?
Oh.
Very different.
See how it's kind of got a different kind of look and feel?
Yeah.
And you can see why it's called dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, artichoke.
I love artichokes.
Artichokes.
But I put mayonnaise
I know,
on
you
it.
used to put mayonnaise on it. Let's also get some of these baby Bella. These are like baby portobello mushroom. These are good.
And don't they sometimes serve these like a burger or something?
Yes.
Portobello.
Yes, portobello mushrooms make outstanding kind of substitutes for hamburgers.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you put on your caramelized onions, your if you want to put more, you know, grilled mushrooms on there, relish, tomatoes, onions in a bun. It's fantastic. Nuts are fine sparingly. I mean, a small handful of nuts is about 200 calories, okay? And the problem with nuts is that most people, you know, they go and they buy their big containers at Costco, and they're downing 4, 5, 6 handfuls at a time. And that's right around 1,000, 1,200 calories. Look out here. This, to me, all these are the superfoods, all right? Don't think that one food is gonna, like, is the end-all be-all. It's not. It's the complete totality of your plant-based diet, all right? All these colors, all these textures, all these flavors. Here you can get, like, for example, a sweet brown rice. You can get a wild rice. You can get, this is a blend here of a brown California rice and a wild rice. I want you to branch out outside of rices too and do other whole grains. For example, you know, look at, here's just a bulgur wheat that you can do. Here's wheat berries. Here's rye berries. Here's spelt. Here's a hard red winter wheat. I want to show you, this is our nutritional yeast. And this is going to be a nice substitute for cheese. This is also going to give your salad, homemade salad dressings a nice body. This also, if you're going to pop your own popcorn, you can put this on top instead of, you know, butter.
Oh.
So should we get some?
Can we get some of this? Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. By law, there's a little loophole that if you shrink the serving size down low enough to where there's less than half a gram of fat per serving, you can say it's fat-free and that there's zero calories. So how do you think that they could do it with a spray? How do you think they can get away with basically saying that each spray, right? And how long do you think that spray is going to be for?
About 1/10 of a meal.
1/10 of it. Yeah, that's right. So let's take a look. Okay, serving size about 1/3 of a second. That's 0.3.
I go
right?
like this.
And then who doesn't? We all go.
Yeah.
And then look at this. Servings per container.
428.
428. So that little guy right there, 428 serving. And that's if you're doing it 1/3 of a second. The way you can tell if something is a whole grain or not, it has to say whole. Whole wheat. If it just said wheat pasta, that's not necessarily an indication. And then if you want to like double that up, you can go to the ingredients. Organic, whole wheat, semolina. If it just says semolina or wheat semolina, okay? Know that the first 2 or 3 times you go shopping, it's going to be a chore. It's going to be an experience. But after a while, you're going to know which products you're going to be buying, and you go right to them. It's going to become a lot easier. So I don't want you to get discouraged or frustrated right now, because no, this is just part of the game, right?
Mm-hmm. I just love being in here, so it doesn't bother me. I'll read all the things.
You know, I find that certain fruits and vegetables are fine frozen, and you don't give up much in the way of taste or texture and stuff like that. One of them, I love these 365 broccoli florets. Okay.
It's better than I thought. I always thought that olive oil was great for you, and finding out that fats are not the right thing. So I think this has been an incredible experience.
We've got a full seminar. We know what to eat, what not to eat. Every label in the store. Whenever you're on some kind of a diet that you're afraid you're not going to get enough to eat, and it sounds like we can eat all we want, we're just going to be eating the right things. So Terry's getting armed with how to do this, and we'll see how it goes. But I think in terms of a lifestyle, to be able to just be able to eat what you want, in it for the long run.
Now we're ready for lunch, and we're going to have the quintessential American lunch: hamburger and fries. I want you to know that it's always better to make your own, whether it's a portobello mushroom, whether it's a black bean, rice burger, or whether it's a black bean oatmeal burger. I've got 3 recipes in the book. That's always the best, but it's always nice sometimes to take the easy way out and have a nice veggie patty. We are going to just throw some onions in here, okay? And what we want to do when we caramelize onions, we want to get this pan as hot as can be. Yes. All right. We're using new potatoes for our fries, and cut it in half. Yeah, stir those guys. Touch of this low sodium vegetable broth here, and this will help the seasoning stick to the potatoes. So we're going to throw this on here, and then we're going to throw this in the oven for about 30 minutes. All right, good. Thank you. We'll allow it to caramelize.
That looks good by itself.
So let's check out our French fries, our new potato. Look at
Whoa.
that. Those look,
Those look delicious.
they look absolutely perfect. And you see what happens is, you know they're done when they kind of pop up and they're perfectly browned. And these are still a little bit hot, but you can see how they're nice and moist inside. And these go great with, obviously, with a hamburger, a great side. Take leftovers, have them for a snack the next day.
You could even have them for breakfast.
These would be great for breakfast. You could actually chop these up, make them smaller, and have them like little, hash brown potatoes. Yeah, it's good. It's a little pop. Our dinner tonight is going to be the sweet potato lasagna. It's one of the Engine 2's kind of signature dishes, and this is a labor of love. But we have three hands here, actually 6 hands, and many hands make for light work. If you could give me just a dab of that garlic in there.
A little dab will do you.
A little dab will do us fine. Okay, throw that in there on top. That's fine. And if you notice that we don't have any oil in there, right? And that's the wonderful thing about onions, mushrooms. You can start any dish with those, and you don't need any oil because they have their own juices. All right. One of the things that's sorely lacking in animal products is fiber. There's no fiber. And this dish we're making here, I haven't counted up, but it's probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of, in the hundreds of grams of fiber. And one of the things about eating a plant-based diet, if you're eating the standard American diet, you're lucky if you're getting 5 to 10 grams of fiber on a daily basis. And that's why most Americans are constipated. They're not going to the bathroom regularly. You start eating a plant-based diet, and now you are incredibly regular. You're always light, you're unencumbered, and you always have a little kick in your step. Yes, yes. And that's because you're getting, instead of getting 5 to 10 grams of fiber, you're now getting 50, 60, 70 grams a day. Pretty spectacular.
That sounds good.
What we're going to do is we're going to blend this tofu with our vegetables, and it'll almost have like a ricotta cheese type sensation and feel to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our herbs and our spices. I'm going to throw this in here. Yes, assistant there. All right. So this is our blend of vegetables and tofu, and this is going to be our filling. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to throw this in there. All right, like so. And this, and the thing is, don't feel like you're limited to just these vegetables. You can use any vegetables you want that you like in here, and get creative. And remember, any chef or any cook, actually, you have permission to take any recipe you want and then just play with it.
Okay.
Make it your own. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to add some more tomatoes. Our final layer of sweet potatoes here.
Beautiful colors too.
Yeah, this is really vibrant. It's going to be it for our noodles. Now let's go one more. All right, now we're going to take these guys here, and if you guys wouldn't mind, what we're going to do is we're just going to layer these like pepperonis. Okay, now here we have our ground cashews. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do it. This is almost like a Parmesan cheese, right? Type substitute. And we're going to do this all over the top. And then when this bakes at 400 for, let's say, 50 minutes to an hour, and then for the last 10, 15 minutes, we're going to turn it up, and we're going to really brown these cashews. Let me ask you a question. When you normally, or when you used to have a salad, what kind of lettuce would you use, and what kind of a dressing would you use?
Butter lettuce, Boston lettuce. And then what kind of dressing? Balsamic with olive oil.
Okay. Well, today we're actually just going to use an avocado. That's going to be our dressing. And we're going to use your favorite, We're gonna use kale. We're gonna have a kale salad, but we're gonna drive, but the thing about kale is we're gonna use a dinosaur kale. This, unlike green kale or red kale, this doesn't have to be tamed quite as much. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice this up, and then we're gonna drive an avocado in here with lemon juice and just a little bit of salt that we're gonna add to it. But look at it now. See how much smaller it is? And it's still intense. Are you going to get to the point to where you're craving that green, that leafy green flavor?
No, that works.
I want you to call me from work and say I'm craving that kale salad.
Wow.
Is that beautiful? Smells delicious.
I like yummy.
Looks beautiful too. I could serve that at a party.
We purchased a meat and cheese lasagna at the store for comparison purposes. And as you can tell, that one has absolutely nothing on the Plant Strong lasagna. Absolutely nothing when it comes to taste, nutrition, or good looks. So this is the blue ribbon winner for lasagnas.
It looks like it.
All the good, none of the bad. The patented sweet potato lasagna with a cashew topping. There you go.
Propose a toast to a great day and a great learning experience.
I second that.
Third.
Thank you, Terry and Bob.
Thank you, Rep.
Thank you.
We're now getting ready to visit our second family, and this is Melissa and Harris Wally. Melissa's been a vegetarian for the last 19 years, but we know that being a vegetarian doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating healthfully. And Harris is from Afghanistan. He loves his kebab. He loves his meat.
My name is Harris Wally. I'm 42 years old and I'm an insurance agent. I have a large family. We saw Forks Over Knives about a couple of weeks ago, and my wife has convinced me that we should try this new diet and try to improve our lifestyle, and we're ready to make the change.
My name is Melissa Wally. I'm 33 years old. I'm a mother of 4. After watching Forks Over Knives and getting information from the movie, I decided to implement the Whole Foods plant-based diet into my home. With Rip coming over, I think that he can show us some exciting and good food and good meals and snacks that'll work for our family and for my kids.
They have 4 children. You know, we love a great challenge, and so we're going to go in, we're going to do a kitchen rescue, and make it just a natural part of their existence.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Harris Wally. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Harris
you.
Wally.
Hi, Melissa Wally. Nice
Hi,
to
Melissa.
meet you.
Very nice to meet you guys. Are you guys ready to rock and roll and take your health to the next level?
Absolutely, we're ready.
Definitely.
Now, I see that you have a lot of James Bond decor here. Is it okay if I call you 007?
No, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a big Bond fan.
Who wouldn't like to be called 007, right?
Exactly.
And I see that you married a very beautiful James Bond type woman.
At least I got one
thank
part right.
you.
One part I got right. Good.
Have a seat.
Thank you. What are you most excited about today in kind of jumping into this lifestyle?
Well, one thing I can say is, what we're excited about is learning about what we can substitute. Our biggest problem is, I've tried this for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Melissa's been a vegetarian for almost 19 years. The problem is finding the right food.
I think another thing I'm excited about is maybe introducing a healthier way of cooking for my kids so that they can see there is a healthier way to eat.
I want to show you today how easy it can be to make the transition to going all plant-based. You know, vegetarian, as you know, you can do all the dairy under the sun. Some do fish, some do chicken.
Yeah.
And then vegans, a lot of times we do a lot of processed food,
Right.
a lot of oils. Best description of this is a whole food, nutrient-rich, plant-based diet. And I want you to know, as I'm sure you do, that when you eat this way, you can get every micronutrient, you can every macronutrient, you can every vitamin, every mineral. You're gonna be flooding your body with all the things that are gonna make you the best and the brightest and the strongest and the healthiest you can be. So we're gonna go to the store today and we're gonna buy the ingredients for 3 of the most common and ubiquitous meals that Americans eat today. Basically cereal, a nice sandwich for lunch, and then pizza for dinner. So
That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
pretty simple, and it can be incredibly tasty.
Perfect.
All right, so why don't you show me the refrigerator and the cupboards?
All right.
All right, let's see what we have to work with here. Okay, coming down here, we have the Earth Balance, and a lot of people think this is a better choice than butter. The reality is this is still 100% fat.
Wow.
And we really just have to get out of the mindset.
Well, it sounds good, Earth Balance.
Oh, it sure does.
That's the marketing, right?
But you know, if you look at the label,
Right.
and we'll be reading some labels in the store today, you're going to realize that is it's a lot of hype, and that's about it. Here we do have some, looks like sour cream.
Right.
All right, so that obviously is dairy. Good. We have the Tofutti. That's a milk-free sour cream. Again, you know, like the Earth Balance, you know, this has the illusion of being a little bit healthier, but the reality is this is still loaded with all kinds of fat. This looks like maybe this is something for the Doberman, maybe a little snack.
And the boys.
And
all
the boys.
What a lot of people don't know is that turkey and chicken have just as much cholesterol as red meat, 70 milligrams per 3 ounces. And so, for example, somebody like yourself
Right.
that's trying to bring their cholesterol down, you want to avoid all meat because all meat has varying amounts, almost similar amounts of cholesterol, animal protein, which also raises cholesterol, and saturated fat, which also raises cholesterol.
So having turkey, chicken, white meat, etc.
It's really no better than the red meat. It's got a little bit less fat, but even your leanest piece of chicken breast is still 30% fat and 30% saturated fat.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I never read. I never looked.
But the good thing is, you know, you're young now, and
Right.
you can gain control. And then, of course, you know, you got the
I know.
the Oscar Mayer hot dogs. Looks like you're trying to hide those in there. The
That's not
wieners.
mine.
These are made with turkey, chicken, and pork.
I know.
And
We had a barbecue and
you know, just so you guys can see here,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So we look at the calories per serving. So each one of these dogs is 130 calories, and then the calories from fat are 110.
Oh,
That's-
wow.
So that's
bad.
almost 100% fat.
Yeah.
It's like 90% fat, all right? So that right there, I mean, you know,
It's a fat stick.
it's,
exactly.
love it. You know, this is a new thing. It's the Daiya cheese, and a lot of people think this is a, you know, a healthy type of cheese, but I want you to see the calories per serving are 90, and the calories from fat are 54.
Wow.
So this, you know, if you read the ingredients here, you'll see that the second ingredient is expeller pressed canola oil and or expeller pressed safflower oil, and then we have coconut oil. So the second and third ingredients are oil and oil. And that is why all of a sudden it pushes the fat content up to 50%. So again, you're trying to bring down cholesterol, you're trying to lose weight, this isn't the ticket,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
And so we just want to give you the knowledge, and then we also want to give you
Yeah.
some substitutions.
Yeah.
That's what's the substitution.
Yeah. And then you've got a vegan chorizo sausage, and again, the calories, 120, fat calories 80.
80.
So, you know.
See, I stopped when I saw it said vegan.
Yeah.
I stopped at that point. I was like, great.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
And it says no cholesterol, no preservatives.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
You-
we're good.
one of the things, you can't ever believe anything on the front of any box or can.
Okay.
Ever. What you have to do is you have to take matter into your own hands, and you have to flip it over, and you have to look at the nutritional facts panel, and then you follow that up by reading the ingredients.
Okay.
All right? And
Here we go.
so water, textured soy protein, what's 3? Expeller
Oil.
pressed canola oil. But because it's the third ingredient, and they put ingredients in order of the amount that's in the
Okay.
product.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
yeah.
it's number one, if it's oil, it's not. That's your
If it's 1, 2, or 3, you know,
right. Okay.
Then it's fat.
no bueno. This is a braided string cheese.
Yeah.
With olive oil, garlic, and herbs all blended in there. What most people don't know is the greatest source of saturated fat in the American diet comes from cheese.
Cheese. Yeah.
Cheese. Whether it's on your sandwiches, whether it's on your pizza, whether you're putting on your crackers. You know, we have become a cheesed out country. All right, we're moving into the cupboard. We've got a lot of work to do here, and we're gonna have to go shopping. Otherwise, we're going to be here till midnight tonight.
All right.
And, but you know, my eyes, the first thing they go on is all these sugary cereals here. If I could just pass that to you, you can throw that on there. Let's see, we also have, I didn't even know that this existed anymore, Spam. I guess this is earthquake food. I don't know how long
Or
it's been in
doorstop.
there. We got the queso for chips.
That's her.
The firefighters back in Austin would love you. Any good cupboard has to have Jiffy, right?
Is that good or bad?
No, you know, look at. Well, I'm not saying that, but let's see. We don't want peanut butter that's got sugar and that also has partially hydrogenated vegetable oils,
Okay.
which are basically saturated fat.
Okay.
So let's have a peanut butter that's just got roasted peanuts.
Perfect.
All right? You know, you guys have got the Crisco's out the wazoo in here. All kinds of chips, fried chips. What we're pulling out here is basically heart attack food, cancer food,
Right.
you know, diabetic food. All right, you guys, let's get this bucket brigade going here. We are gonna save this household.
Oh my goodness.
All right? You know, you're not alone. I mean, most Americans have cupboards that look just like this as well. Okay. And that's because we are addicted to the fat and the sugar and the sodium. Okay. Why so many Americans are on medications for high blood pressure is because most Americans are consuming between 4,000 to 6,000 milligrams of sodium a day. When you're eating packaged and canned goods, that's just the nature of the beast there. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair to say we could pretty much light this on fire and then we can just start right over. But that's, I mean, it's exciting. Right. I mean, this is going to be a rebirth of your palates, of your stomachs, and of you learning how to cook just this new way. So let's load up the car, go to Whole Foods, and shop. Get this thing going, get this party started.
Let's do it.
So as you can tell, here we are in the vast produce department, and this is where we're going to be buying a lot of our food. But also keep in mind that you can buy frozen fruits and vegetables, and you're not going to be losing anything when it comes to nutrients. For your hummus,
Yes.
I would recommend there's no salt added, and that way you can just dump those cans right into your Cuisinart or whatever you have.
Okay.
Right, with the liquid and all.
Okay.
You don't have to drain it if you don't want.
Okay.
And know that all these things are loaded with protein,
Yes.
right? And as a vegetarian, maybe you know.
Yes.
You don't need to worry about the protein. Butter beans, fantastic on salads.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had a butter bean.
Butter beans, they're great, they're meaty, they're substantial. They're loaded with protein. These obviously no added salt. Remember, we want to keep that sodium in a 1-to-1 ratio or less in calories. So 35 is well under 100.
Wow.
That's a winner, right?
Yeah.
And remember, the key is you guys need to become label reading ninjas. Look
Okay.
at calories, how much
80.
fat,
Awesome.
and look at the sodium. Bingo,
Yeah.
right? And then, we can also go to the ingredients. So it's whole grain rye flour, and then a little bit of salt.
And we need to
That's
look
it.
for the whole word, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Melissa and Harris, let's start with breakfast.
Okay.
As you know, a lot of Americans have either bacon and eggs. Do you guys ever have bacon and eggs in your house?
Yes.
We have eggs, not
Yeah.
bacon.
And why don't you have bacon in the house?
Just a messy process to cook it.
Okay. And then a lot of people have some sort of a sugary cereal with cow's milk.
Yes.
And you told me when you drink milk, you do whole milk, right?
Whole milk, yes.
Right. So whole milk like this, which is 51% fat. But here, this is from your cupboard that we cleaned out earlier. And here we have, what is this?
Reese's peanut butter.
Okay, Reese's
Cereal,
Peanut Butter
yeah.
Cup cereal. And this is
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charm. And then this is
Trix.
And then obviously this is Fruit Loops. So we're gonna make this has been a staple in my diet for the last 24 years. I say I have it Monday through Friday. And it's filled with protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats. And I'm gonna go through it with you here. So and I like having a variety of 4 different grains that I put in my cereal. So it's almost like a granola, but it's all healthy ingredients. So I start with some shredded wheat, bite-sized shredded wheat. Then I give it a little crunch.
Okay.
We do a nuggety cereal, kind of like a grape nut. This is a Kashi. There's also Ezekiel. There's a lot of brands out there. A little bit of that. And then this is a cereal that I discovered several years ago. It's drop dead cheap. It's just toasted wheat flakes, Uncle Sam's. Love it. Put a little bit of that on there. And then to top off the cereal, we do oats. And you gotta make sure it's old-fashioned oats, not the quick oats. So old-fashioned, sprinkle a little bit of that on there. And remember, the oats, those are your scrub brushes. They're gonna go through and lower that cholesterol for you. Now, we're gonna put on some of our omega-3 fatty acids with walnuts. We're also gonna do just a little bit of ground flaxseed meal. All right, and it's gotta be ground. If it's whole, it's gonna go right through you undigested, and you're not gonna get all the benefits.
Okay.
Now, we've got a bunch of different fruit here. I like to get a little bit of banana in every bite if possible. So instead of cutting big slices, I go down like so, lengthwise. Then I will come down at another angle, lengthwise. And then, now with each one, you get 4. 4 little slices. You're with me? And then you're guaranteed a little banana in every bite. Very exciting. As long as you're eating enough food, you're getting enough protein.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. It's not an issue. It's like you're breathing air right now, right?
So you just get it.
And you're pretty confident you're getting enough oxygen.
Exactly.
Right? Now, if you're eating, same thing.
You're getting the protein.
You're getting enough protein. If you're protein deficient, you got bigger problems going on, like you're in the middle of, a desert island somewhere and you're starving to death. I love to have some blueberries. Blueberries are loaded, as you know, with antioxidants. And then for more color and more flavor, some mango. Look at those mangoes.
They look good.
Mango chunks. You can also do frozen if you don't want to do fresh. And then kiwi. Do you guys ever do kiwi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do?
Not in my cereal, but
Yeah.
This is a fruit.
Well, you know what's funny? And this is no joke. In my pilot study for my book, we had close to 60 people that went through. I had people that had never had a fresh peach, people that had never had a kiwi, a mango.
Never had it.
Never even had it,
Okay.
period. And you'd be amazed. Most Americans, they stick to 10 to 12 fruits and vegetables that they know, and they don't go outside that.
Yeah.
We'll put a couple golden raisins on there, and then love the bananas. I love the bananas, okay? And there we go. And we're gonna top it all off with some plant milk. All right, found this in your refrigerator. You just have some pure almond, unsweetened almond milk. You look at it, 35 calories per glass. Cow's milk, 120 calories. So this is really light, it's very clean, has no added sugars.
Okay.
And we're getting all of our added sugars here from our fruit. Make sure you get a little bit of
a little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything in there if you can.
That's
That is
very good.
That's good. I could do this every morning.
And you want to make sure that you get up, you have breakfast. It's a break from the fast.
Right.
Right.
Right? I mean, you haven't eaten for probably 8 to 12 hours.
Right.
And we want to get that the metabolism revved up, and we want to do that by eating a healthy breakfast. And this will stick with you until lunch.
Get it with a
You're not gonna
walnut.
be hungry. Yeah.
The walnut is good. It's all great. All of it's great.
Good.
I could just stand here and keep eating.
Well, and like I said, cereal is so big in our house.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's hard because
Well, I
of
can
most
tell
of
it's big.
cereals are full of sugar. So this
Yeah.
is great. And then just to pre-do it, like you said, is awesome.
And each one of these, like that bowl right there, is probably 30 to 35 grams of protein, 30 to 35 grams of fiber. That is going to kickstart your day.
Yeah.
So first, let me show you what the typical American has for lunch. And it usually consists of, white bread or white buns, or mistakenly, something that says it's, 100% whole wheat, but then when you get down and you dig a little bit, you see that it's got high fructose corn syrup, it's got sunflower oil.
So the fact that it's brown is not necessarily good.
Not necessarily good. We can do better than that. And the kind of bread that we're going to be using, which is right over there, is it's 100% whole grain, no added sugars, no added oils.
Gotcha.
All right? And then, of course, Americans, we put our deli turkey on there, or we put some sort of a hamburger meat. We put our Kraft single cheeses on there. And sometimes we have a salad with iceberg lettuce that's covered in ranch dressing that's 100% fat. And then we follow that up with some Fritos or some chips, and then we swig that down, all that, with some Coca-Cola. And it's little wonder that, we're bursting with disease in this country. So let's make a healthy sandwich and show you what that can look like. Do you guys have any idea where the term panini originated from?
Italy?
I would think Italy.
I think that's a really good guess. But we're going to be making panini sandwiches today. We're going to be making a mushroom, homemade hummus, cilantro, avocado, bell pepper, spinach, and green onion panini.
Okay.
And this is very exciting. And let's start with the hummus. And this is a homemade hummus, and the difference between this and a store-bought hummus is this has basically about 5 ingredients. We have chickpeas,
Right.
we have lemon juice, we have garlic, actually roasted garlic, and we have some chives in here, and then a little bit of water. So let's layer. This is going to be our hummus is going to be your new go-to condiment. Instead of mayonnaise, we're going to do this, and we're going to actually lather it on there pretty aggressively.
Okay.
And that's because with the action of the panini maker, our homemade panini maker, it's going to flow over and actually be almost like cheese, all right? So there's that. Now, if you don't mind my fingers here, we're going to layer in some of these mushrooms that we actually preheated in a saucepan with no oil. You saw that, right?
Right, no oil.
We just put it in there. So there's some mushrooms.
Did
And
you
now-
put any spices in there, salt and pepper, anything like that?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. You guys okay with green onions? If there's
Definitely.
anything that you're not happy about, you let me know and we'll remove it here.
Everything is fine.
Okay, so there's some green onions. We're also doing some cilantro. Remember, we're always looking for an excuse to get green leafies
Okay.
into our diet. And I'm doing a lot of cilantro there.
That's good.
All right. Now, I think before I do the spinach, we're gonna do a little bit of avocado. And if you notice in the bowl, I have the seed hiding in there.
Yeah.
And that is because, do you know what the trick is with the seed?
It helps it from not turning brown, correct?
Exactly right. Now, like I said, we're going to get aggressive here.
Plenty of greens.
All right, plenty of greens. And, once you put it under heat, everything, melts, it collapses. And then we'll finish it off with a couple red bell peppers. All right. And then just for a little added touch, I'm going to do a little bit of lime zest, all right?
Okay.
Push these down. And now let's head over to the stove. So, not everybody has their own homemade panini maker. And this is actually a little panini pan that I brought with us today.
Okay.
And you don't have to have this, but this way you get the actual like sear marks into your bread, which looks pretty cool. And the key to a good panini is you need a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on the bread. So we're going to use this. And then let me think, what can we do? James, do you have a dumbbell with you?
I was gonna use it, but since
Thank you.
I think this is more important.
All right, 007. So now we delicately place this 15-pound dumbbell. Woo! It does smell delicious.
What does it taste? Like cheese.
That is the question. All right. So why don't you each take half?
Okay.
You're not
Let
gonna
us,
have any?
let us know. I'll have a bite of yours.
Okay.
Wow.
You know what? Screw mayonnaise. This is way better. Good.
And 10 times healthier.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
None of the fat, none of the cholesterol. Literally probably a third of the calories.
You can use this on any sandwich, basically. You can substitute.
This kind of homemade hummus is not going to be your go-to condiment.
Okay.
We nailed breakfast. We had our paninis. Now it's ready for homemade pizzas. But before we do, I'd love it if you wouldn't mind. You like the barbecue?
Absolutely.
Let's take these kind of marinated portobello mushrooms
Okay.
and some of these bell pepper halves and poblano halves and take them out to the grill. Eating plant strong, it doesn't mean, as a man, if you love grilling, you have to give that up at all. Whether it's, the portobellos, the peppers, whether it's the corn, pineapples, you can do shish kebabs and just go to town. And then what we can do is we can add some of these roasted bell peppers and the portobello mushrooms as some of the ingredients we can put on our pizzas. If you wouldn't mind, I would love it if you would introduce your beautiful children to us.
Okay, thank you. I'll start from the youngest,
Yeah.
and our youngest is Donia. She's 11. And then we have Michael, he's 12. Marcella is 14, and Alec is 17.
Do you guys like pizza? Okay, well, we're gonna get a little creative. We're gonna step outside your normal boundaries today. We've got some, these are some homemade crusts that we made. And we baked them for 6 minutes, and now we're gonna top them. And we have a variety of toppings that we're gonna put on here. Now the good thing is, you can put whatever you like on here. I mean, you're gonna build your own pizza, okay? And we're gonna start, and I'm just gonna go through really quickly. We're gonna start with a sauce. This is a oil-free sauce, and it's already spiced and everything. And we got this by reading the labels, and it also is very, very low in sodium. And you can see I'm not bashful when it comes to the sauce. And when you're not using cheese, sometimes it's nice to go a little heavy on that. These are some jalapeno peppers. Now the Texan in me likes a little heat, and I can't control myself. These are onions. I don't know how you feel about onions, but as you get older, I think you'll learn to embrace onions and all their wonderful properties. Now black beans, I'm gonna have a little black beans on there. This is corn. I love roasted corn, especially on pizza, so I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna pass on these, but these are bell peppers because we have some roasted bell peppers that your father made on the grill right here that are gonna be dynamite. Here we got some broccoli, and I do love the broccoli, especially when it kind of heats up.
I've never had broccoli in pizza.
Yeah, and then these are some sun-dried tomatoes, all right? Sun-dried tomatoes, put some of those on there. Believe it or not, I'm not a fan of the olives. So I'm not gonna do the olives. They're just a little bit over the top for me. I think my palate has become so used to low sodium things. And then this is a poblano pepper that your father grilled. And these are some portobello mushroom.
They're not that spicy.
Portobello.
They're not spicy at all, actually.
Yeah. Okay. And then I also am going to put a little bit of spinach on top and on the sides. And then I'm going to finish it with, this is some nutritional yeast, all right? And this is going to be basically our cheese substitute. All
What
right?
is this called again?
Nutritional yeast. And you can use this in salad dressings, on top of pizzas, on popcorn, when you guys start snacking on just air pop popcorn.
Yeah.
And there we go. So now, I want you guys, it's your turn. Let's go through and let's build your own pizza. As you can see here, just for comparison, we have a store-bought frozen DiGiorno's Meat Lovers Pizza right here. And it may look good to you, but for me, I look at this now and I see just grease, suet, lard, I see dairy, I see meat, and it's just not attractive at all to me.
Cancer, heart disease.
Type 2 diabetes,
Yeah.
Alzheimer's, erectile dysfunction, there you go. You want it, it's all yours. Now, if you want a
I'm
vibrant,
really scared.
if you want a vibrant, healthy life, live large, look at this. I mean, this is a extravaganza with pizza right here. And what I'd like to do, let's all take a little piece here and try it. Why don't you guys pass it down if you want to share or whatever.
Oh, thank you, Mikey.
Oh wow.
Let's see
That's
this.
really good.
Instead of, having dessert, which is like this deluxe jam birthday bash ice cream that we found in your ice box, or actually
not ours.
freezer. It's not. Or this, slow churned, rich and creamy double fudge brownie ice cream. We're gonna make our own ice cream. And you can do this out of frozen mangoes, bananas, and I actually did this on the Dr. Oz show. We did banana ice cream. And let's throw these frozen banana chunks in
So
there.
these are frozen.
These are frozen. These have been in the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours. I'm gonna add just a touch of vanilla extract. Okay?
That's good. That's really good.
Is it? You like
Yeah.
Didn't you?
And then you add a little nutmeg on top,
Right.
a little bit of cinnamon.
You can actually even add walnuts.
That's
Yeah,
really
walnuts
good.
from
Crushed
before.
walnuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I got a feeling that the
this
the Wally household is going to be doing banana ice cream.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for being so patient with that blender.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the biggest surprise is probably how much variety there is out there and how much you can just throw it all together and have a good tasting meal or dish. Because there is a lot of stuff out there, you just never know how to use it.
Right.
So, and with this, you can use whatever creativity you want, throw it all in a bowl, throw it all on a pizza, throw it in a sandwich, and you have great tasting food, and it's healthy.
Yeah, for me, it was just more so the foods that I thought was healthy, like the bread that we had, certain foods that we had in our freezer and fridge, and find out they're really not that good for you, even though you think
Exactly.
it's vegetarian or vegan or something. It's really is not all plant-based. There's a lot of fats, there's a lot of sugars, a lot of salt in there.
Processing
So it's
foods.
a
is-
realization that we gotta read the back of the
Yeah, and
products
rethink
better.
the storage of our pantry and our refrigerator.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've seen the Whites and the Wallies learn how adopting a plant-based diet can be easy, delicious, and fun. Now I'd like to challenge you, America, to join the Plant Strong way of life by taking the Engine 2 28-day challenge. Get your friends and family, coworkers and neighbors, and eat a Plant Strong diet for 28 days. You'll see and feel the transformative effects that fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, and some nuts and seeds will have as you lose weight, feel better, and become bulletproof to Western disease. The Engine 2 website is a great place to find meal plans, shopping lists, and practical advice on how to make your 28-day challenge an amazing success. Join me and be part of the Engine 2 rescue team, and together we can save the health of this country.